Hello, my name is Sai and I would like to introduce you the Launchpad step sequencer for Renoise called Lauflicht. Each row of the Launchpad reflects one track in Renoise. That means you can assign a sample bank, a VST instrument or a MIDI instrument for each row to the Launchpad. As you see, there's already one track set, the bass drum is running. The second track is a hi-hat, fourth track is a clap, and the first row is the moving light, and the first row will always stay the moving light. So you have first row the moving light, then the first 7 tracks in Renoise, and if you have more tracks than 7, for example I have 10 tracks in the setup, you can scroll to the next tracks with the page up and down buttons. So I will scroll to the next tracks, the bass loop, track 8, track 9, something like acid sound, yeah, and the 10th track is chord. Switch back, have some other tracks. And so on. The last button of each row is the delete button. It clears the complete notes of one row. So when I push it, all notes are vanished. I will clear this sound I leave. The step sequencer can have 8, 16 or 32 steps, but the Launchpad has only 8 columns. So how to access the next 8 steps? If you have a step length of 16 or 32, therefore the page left and right buttons are. I have to cancel the block loop so that the complete pattern is played. Okay. And yeah, you have the first 8 steps and page to the next 8 steps. And also the 10th track I will add here. Okay, hi-hat, acid, okay, then acid, okay, yes, the next buttons you can use are the edit step button, that's the user 1 button, and the page button, that's the user 2 button. The edit step and page buttons make you able to access the complete pattern. That means the default pattern length in Renoise is 64 rows, so you can set 64 notes. With the edit step you can select the resolution of the step sequencer. For example, edit step 4 means set a note every 4th row. Just clear this. Okay, so I've added step 4 currently, so when I set Yes, so let's set a clap or a hi-hat, okay. So you see in the pattern that every fourth column a note is set. Edit step 2 means edit step 2, here we go, set every second row a note. Okay, here we go. And edit step 1 means set every row a note. Here we go. Okay, so and the page button, you can access the next steps. This means in this case at edit step 1 we have on the first page the first 16 steps, on the second page the second 16 steps of the pattern. That means row 16 to 32. So if I set this, you see I have a snare on row 16 to 31. And page 3, it's then 32 to 47. Let's take bass drum. Great, and page 4, you have the last 16 steps. Let's take the right. Okay, and if you then change the resolution again, you see the complete pattern is reflected. So you have the first 16 steps of the hi-hat, the second 16 steps of the snare, then the kick, and then the ride. Edit step 2. You have a finer resolution. You see every second step, and you see the first 16 steps of the hi-hat and then the snare. And if you switch to the next page, you see the bass drums and the rides. Then if you switch back to the edit step 1, you can page to the others. Okay, well, that's it for now. I hope you have fun with it, and yeah, happy step sequencing.